Well, everybody, you knew it had to happen. It's become an annual tradition around these parts. It's time to see the goons back in action. Although, man, don't I hate that the term goon has just been totally co-opted. It's a shame. When we first started Draft to Glory Goon Squad, we were fine. And now there's just an obvious joke every single time. But this is the series where we try to build a championship-winning team out of just power forwards, grinders, enforcers, defensive defensemen. Of course, goalies are an open slot. But this particular challenge has led to a lot. We're going to have a fuck you Baltimore for the next hour. This particular challenge has led to a lot of some of the more notable channel heroes. Fuck you, Baltimore. Goddamn. Anyway, Baltimore insults aside, now that we finally made it through that, this is going to be a smidge different than what we normally do, because we're going to hop into Custom League this time out, and I'll kind of go over all the nonsense that I have planned here. But we're going to try to go 48 teams. I don't know if there's actually enough created teams to make this work, but I'm going to try. We might have to use some actual NHL teams. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I haven't done a 48-team custom league since we did that whole WHA idea, which I still really liked. Question from here. Honestly, I think we go 2 conferences, 6 divisions. We just got done with the Tampa Bay 2010 series, and that was the format at the time. I like the 3 division winner idea, getting first round playoff buys. Honestly, you could even do 4 since it's 48 teams. I mean, it would make sense. The math would check out. Again, we're kind of working this out in the moment. I had a general idea of what I want to do. Actually, 6 is perfect because you end up with 8 teams per division. That is actually perfect. Or you can end up with 6 teams per division. We'll do 6 teams per division. That's fine. The salary cap, huh? The salary cap. Damn. Do we want a salary cap? I feel like I do. I feel like I do want an actual salary cap. I don't know. We could just turn off salary cap. When's the last time I did a challenge without salary cap on? I have no idea what the answer is to that. I'm just trying to think if there's any inherent negative to our roster. The answer is not really, just unless someone decides they... I mean, technically it would, stop us from having to lose anybody. So maybe it is a little bit more of a challenge to have it on. Inflation's fine. What do we want salary cap to be? What the hell is the NHL salary cap going up to? What the hell is the salary cap supposed to be going up to? It's supposed to be 113.5 million for 2027-28. You know what? Let's boost that up then. Let's boost it up a little bit. Let's go like 110. Let's go 110 for the max. Why not? I don't know what the minimum should be. We'll just have the minimum be the... What could the minimum be? Oh, shit. You could actually have the minimum be way down. I don't mess around with this stuff at all. Nick, thank you for
Taste the biscuit.
the gift and sub, though. I do appreciate it.
Goodness of the biscuit.
Then again, if we mess with the numbers that much, is it even going to matter? You know what? No salary cap. I want to see how dumb the AI are when it comes to their team management when salary cap is off. No salary cap. Why not? We don't need a round robin schedule, although, ooh. I mean, a 47-game season where you play each team once. You know? That's something else I've never done before. Is a round robin regular season. A no cap 48 team Super League with a round robin regular season. That sounds so dumb. I'm so here for it. Although it will affect the scoring rates in terms of someone like breaking all-time records of someone like Ovechkin or anything like that. Not that I care, because everyone kind of knows how players simulate. But God, yeah, that is dumb. Maximum you can have, of course, the 84 games. We call this the experimental fuck around and find out franchise. 1 out 2 rounds, you can only do 1 round. It'll only let you set it to 1 round. You might break the game by doing that. You're not wrong. You're not. You know what? Screw it. Round robin, 48 teams. Let's do it. Season tiebreak. No overtime. Now, we can have overtimes. That's fine. Give me... What do we want to do here? Yeah, I mean, we could do the 3-on-3, right? We can do the 3-on-3. I'm good with that. We'll do 3 points for a regulation win, 2 for an overtime win, 1... Can I... Oh, I can't do 1 point for a shootout win? Oh, wait, hold on. If I do that and that... Yeah, there we go. So 3 points for a win, 2 points for an overtime win, 1 point for a shootout win. If you lose at all, no points. No points if you lose. If you lose, you lose. Good day, sir. I mean, because otherwise I'd probably have to do like 5 or 6 points for a win, right? I'd probably have to. I think that works. No points for a loss. You try to win, damn it. It's all about winning. There is a part of my Bettman brain that's like, come on, I got to give somebody a point for losing, you know? But like I said, I'd really have to bump up the points, right? Yeah, it would have to be like 2 points for an overtime loss, 1 point for a shootout loss. And then like 5 points for a win. All right. Yeah, we won't do that. All right. No points if you lose. We're going back to that there. 3 points if you lose with the goalie pull. Overtime losses with goalie pulled. Setting adjust the amount of points you'll be given for an overtime loss with the goalie pulled. What? It's such a weird rule, isn't it? So if you play with your goalie pulled in overtime, you could still be given a point. Dude, I have to see how the AI is going to react to that. Are you kidding? That's just so dumb. I love it. Let's see. Let's go divisional. Right? No. Conference-wise, we want... playoff reseeding is fine. No wild card round. 8 teams qualify. I think that's what I wanted, wasn't it? And I'm pretty sure that way it still has the divisional teams, like the winner of each division making the playoffs. I think. Yeah, we can definitely do the playoff reseeding. I'm good with that. Round we played prior to the first round of the playoffs that have teams compete for the final 2 playoff. You know, in fairness, I forgot there was a wild card round. You know? I don't hate that. I just want to see if we can break the game with Custom League at this point. That's what I want to see. So maybe we don't go 8 divisions, but we go 6 divisions. Trying to think of the math here. I'm trying to think of the math because 8... How the hell? More rounds equals more chaos. I guess so. We are going to go with a wild card round. So 6 teams do make the playoffs. Number of teams that qualify for playoffs in your custom league, 12, 20. Oof. Hold on. What if I go up to 8? I mean, I guess 12 teams makes sense, and then it goes down to 8 in total. So that's not too bad. Number of teams that qualify per division. Okay, so, I definitely don't want divisional then. I definitely don't. Oh, goodness. So, again, we'll have playoff reseeding. We'll have the wild card round. 6 teams make the playoffs. 12 teams in total. That works. The regular season tiebreaker can be fine. That's not a big deal. Marsteller, you got to trust on this one. Playoff tiebreak, go to a shootout, baby. Shout out to Smelly for the 20 months. Welcome back. Why do I feel like having the playoff format be just nope, shootout? It'd be so ridiculous. World Juniors all over again. Let's see. Wild card round. Let's see. The wild card round. Ooh. 1 home, 1 away. Winner on aggregate. You can go soccer style. Or a best of 3. I don't know, man. There's something about the aggregate score. I mean, it makes sense for the wild card round to be best of 3 and to be shorter. But it could also just be, you know what? I think it's got to be aggregate. Well, we're going with the aggregate. What can I do for the quarterfinals? Oh my God, I can go full aggregate for the playoffs. That's insane. I could go full aggregate for the playoffs. Every playoff round is a home and away. I mean, it would certainly make the league different. That's for sure. I say just for the wild card. I don't necessarily disagree. The wild card could literally just be a 1-game playoff. I don't think the owners would be too happy with my playoff format here, though. I don't think they would be. They're going to miss out on a lot of revenue. There's something about that, though. That's just so funny, that idea. We football, it's all 1 game. Final is a shootout. Easy. There you go. I mean, because you could do best of 3, obviously. You can do best of 5, and you can do best of 7. But there's just something about that idea of aggregate score. I think we're doing it, man. Wild card round is literally just 1 game. The playoffs are going to be so fast. It's so different. I might not change my mind on that. I might not. And then AHL finals should be best of 3. Come on, where's the fun? I think the finals should be 1 game as well. We got a bit of soccer style and a bit of NFL style in there. Just 1 game playoffs. Honestly? Literally have the Stanley Cup final be the Stanley Cup final. And have it be just 1 game. Champions League style. Each round gets shorter. I mean, we literally could just say every we literally could go NFL style. I'm gonna have to think about it for the playoffs here. I'm gonna have to think about it. We'll go round robin in the AHL as well. Oh man. Again, no points for overtime losses. 3-point system there. Playoff reseeding. Let's get a wild card round. That's fine. And then AHL playoffs. I just have to decide the playoff format here. No salary cap. It's a round robin regular season. where you play each team once, and that's it. But what do we want the playoffs to be? Literally just one game? There's the aggregate score. Too bad there's no neutral site for the final, right? I kind of like the idea of stealing like the Champions League format of aggregate scores up until the final, and then it's just a one game winner take all. Or you could go full NFL style and just be like, okay, if you got home ice advantage, it's home ice advantage because that's the only game. That is an interesting one. I like both ideas. I guess we'll do one in the NHL and one for the AHL to test it out. What if it ends tied and both teams win 3-2? It would go to overtime in that instance. In which case, that would mean overtimes are absurd. Like, if you go to an overtime, that is an absurd situation. NFL and NHL, soccer and AHL. I can't decide, man. I want to test out both. But I definitely want to do this instead of like best of 3, best of 5, best of 7. Although, honestly, that idea of being, again, every round, you could start best of, 1, 3, 5, and 7 for the final. There's a lot of good ways you could set up the playoffs. I didn't even think about this. I didn't even think about this. You know what? I want this to be totally different than anything I've done before. We are going to go... Oh, let's go with the aggregate. I think we're going to go with the home and away, but the final is the final. And then the AHL, because obviously, hey, less travel in the AHL, more cost effective. We will have the AHL literally just be one round each. There we go. That's what I wanted. So yeah, the AHL playoffs are going to be NFL style. The NHL playoffs are going to be Champions League style. Why not? I'm here to try some different stuff at this point, right? This is what Custom League's all about, so I'm here for it. All right. So, as well, like I said, we are going to get into adding in some custom teams here, and I'm just using the ones that are a part of the Vasi Tactics Tukey custom roster on Xbox. I haven't added in any other crazy ones. So, like, we'll add in the Alaska Ice Eagles, because why not? And we'll see what kind of craziness happens. Let's add in Albuquerque. The Albuquerque Aliens. Again, most of these were Vasi created, as far as I know. So, also, these rosters all have the same players so far, so this could end up being really interesting. Let's see, what else do we got? We got a couple Anaheims. I mean, we have an Anchorage, but we already have an Alaska. Oh, we got to add in the Burnaby Cha-Chings. We got to add in the Cha-Chings. The Arena EA headquarters. It's still so stupid. Snipe, that's fair. A lot of these rosters are from the custom teams. Let's add in Brooklyn. The Brooklyn Bellows. What the fuck are the Bayos even? New MSG. Whose is this? What did I miss? How long until another person gets added to the roster creation? I have no idea. As it is, I don't even pull my own fucking weight in that, to be honest. We got to add the Columbus Heat, of course. In fairness, I should have replaced CBJ with them, but that's okay. Oh, let's see. Who are we taking the Avalanche out for? Like I said, I don't even know if there are 48 teams. So this could end up being weird. Let's add in. Who else do we have? We got Halifax. Why not? The Halifax Raiders. Good old EFCO. Since it's Goon Squad, we have no choice but to be the Goonfish. The Goon... Who? Who? The Goonfish? Who's that? We will indeed be using Trinidad and Tobago. It's tradition. Let's see. Utah. Who can we take out for Utah? Who can we take out for Utah? Let's see. Hamilton. The Hamilton Wolverines. Trinidad and tradition. There you go. This has turned into a hell of a lot more ridiculous of an idea than I was initially planning. We got to add in the Oakland Athletics, of course, and the Money Puck. The Money Puck Challenge, of course. We used them earlier this year. Let's see, who else do we have? Might just have to add Canada. 2 different Hartfords. Let's add this one. We have the Hartford Bambies of Henrique fame, clearly. There you go. Let's see, Malmo. Who are we subbing you out for? Who are we subbing out Malmo for? We got the Houston Apollos. Shout out to one of the very rare Patreon exclusive series I had back in the day, back when I had more time to do that stuff. But we'll definitely add in the Houston Apollos. Let's see, Minnesota. Like a Smash Bros of all the past franchise, right? Oh, speaking of which, the Seattle Sea Cattle. They're alive once again. The Sea Cattle are in. Oh, it's so dumb. I love it. Who else do we have? We got to add in Peg City. The Penny Pinchers of Peg City at the publicly funded Civic Center. I'm funny. Jesus. Philadelphia. What are we replacing Philadelphia with? There's no way I'm going to be the rooting favorite for this, by the way. Saskatchewan. The Saskatchewan Stags at Tim Hortons Place. Well done. Let's see. Who are we getting rid of St. Louis for? We have Saskatoon. Tukey Cinematic Universe is crazy. The Saskatoon Caribou and the Saskatchewan Stags. I mean, in fairness, Saskatoon is in Saskatchewan. So I don't know if we prefer the Caribou or the Stags. I think we'll go with the Stags. Better color scheme. Not enough purple in hockey nowadays, you know? So let's see. And of course, we had Anchorage already. In fairness, we might have some places that have 2 teams. Saskatoon can be in Regina. There you go. It's been decided. Who are we subbing out Tampa for? Who do we have? Let's see. We have Shanghai. Oh, God. Florida, get out of here. The Shanghai Dragons. We got to sub out Toronto here as well. Let's see who else we have that we can sub in here, shall we? Vancouver. We got a lot of Utah. We have a Toronto replacement outright. Oh, it's the Toronto Scepters. That makes sense. Skipping that song's uncalled for. No, it's not. In fairness, we might have to have the Toronto Scepters. We might have to. Ah, this was the one I was looking for. We have the Toronto Warriors, also at Tim Horton Arena. Oh, man, we're running out of teams. Yeah, running out of teams. At least without having to duplicate stuff. We can bring back Atlanta. Why not? The Atlanta Thrashers are back. Chicago. They're back. The Thrashers are back. Let's bring in old Honolulu. Honolulu Huskies. Sure. As you can tell, I haven't bothered caring whose AHL team is whose. Montreal, who can we take out Le Habitant for? What do we got? Who's getting subbed out for Montreal? We already have... Oh, Kansas City. Perfect. We'll bring back the Kansas City Scouts. Nashville, you're taking a seat. Fairness, I don't even know what the hell the AHL teams are going to look like at the end of this. Let's bring in... we already have one Oakland team. Well, there's the Salt Lake City Dragons, or there's multiple Utah teams. You know, if the Utah Yeti can't exist at the NHL level, it can exist here. We have the Utah Yeti. It'll exist in our timeline, damn it. Let's see, Vegas. Who can we sub out for Vegas? I mean, the Arizona Coyotes. They don't exist anymore. Let's bring in the Coyotes. Who else do we have to sub out? Blue Jackets. How many other created teams do we still have left? We could bring back the Ducks. You got the Atlanta Flames. Could bring back the Colorado Rockies. That works. We'll bring in the Rockies. Oh, we still got to take out Dallas too. Add in national team. I'm probably gonna have to be honest. Let's bring in. I mean, we already have the Thrashers, so we don't need the Atlanta Flames. Could have a second team in Houston. I mean, the Maine Mariners. Got to add in the Maine Mariners, you know? Why not? I should have focused a little bit more because I would have had this, like, New Jersey team be, like, the Henrique replacement, you know? Do we have two teams in Seattle to bring in the Storm Bears? I think we have to. Right? We can have the Sea Cattle and the Storm Bears. Seattle gets two teams. The Sea Cattle and the Storm Bears. Here we go. It's got to be done. Storm Bears Sea Cattle rivalry goes crazy. Oh, man. No Storm Bear has anything on the Brothers Bengoa. Let it be known. Let's see. Have them in different conferences? Yeah, for sure. For sure. Let's see. You know what? I mean, San Francisco, it has the same thing as Houston. Was there a second Houston team? There was, wasn't there? It's just we had the Apollos. You know, let's bring in Quebec. ALNL shit, basically. Assat, we gotta take them out. Don't know for who. We're definitely gonna have more cities that have at least two teams in them. Let's see. Could bring back the North Stars. Yeah, that was a team I was leaning towards as well. Let's see, the Minnesota North Stars. Put the Whalers in. How many teams do we have left? Hamilton, Halifax. All right, Florida and Edmonton gotta go. That would mean that we have two teams in Hartford. But you know what? I'm here for it. Why not? Let's get the Whalers in there. Get the Whalers in there. Edmonton. We got shouts for the Ducks. All right. We can bring back... We can bring back the old Mighty Ducks. Let's see. Who else? Detroit's got to go. Who can we sub out for the Red Wings? Two Houston teams. That's what I'm leaning towards. We might even have two teams in Alaska at this point. But yeah, let's bring in another Houston team. I like that idea of ALNL. The Houston Sharpshooters. Well, at least it's not the Dallas Sharpshooters. Too soon. Jesus. I think we're good, right? No, we still got Teamra that we got to take out. All right, let's go with Anchorage. Honestly, the Atlanta Flames might be in too. Skellefteå. Let's see. Let's take them out. And we have an Anaheim, we have an Arizona, but the branding is very similar. Let's bring in Atlanta. Carnage, what's up, dude? Anybody that's lost on what we're doing here, give it time. I'll explain. But Nico, Dallas Sharpshooters is what might happen to Nico Harrison before the end of 2025. You're not wrong. So we got a couple of Chicago options. Florida, Germany, Minnesota. Obviously, there's some PWHL recreations. We can have a second team in Utah. Let's go for Salt Lake City. So we have the Salt Lake City Dragons and the Utah Yeti. The Vexia Lakers need to be subbed out elsewhere. What's going on, man? And we will bring in San Francisco. Why not? They have a similar logo, but the San Francisco Starfleet. Gotta take out Washington. 5 Seattle teams, damn it. It's a Seattle-based league. Let's go for... We are starting to run out. Let's go for... We could do 2 teams in Oakland. We can do 2 teams in Oakland. We'll go with the Oakland Seals. Let's see. And then the Winnipeg Jets need to be subbed out. I have no choice but to go with the teams. It's just we're kind of at that limit. So, could go Buffalo, Chicago, Edmonton, Florida. These are World Junior tag teams, so I'm trying to avoid those. We got the PWHL options. Could go 2 teams in Quebec. We already have 2 teams in Utah. Let's go with 2 teams in Quebec. We'll bring back the Nordiques. Oh shit, they're both named the Nordiques. Whoops. Okay, maybe we won't do that. Maybe I should have gone through and changed up some of the names for some of these teams, but I didn't. It was kind of spur of the moment to do this. I knew I was going to do Draft to Glory. I didn't know this was going to be the approach that I took. We can bring in the other version of the Winnipeg Jets, though. That's fine. Moodoo Hockey. Could use an ice. I could, yeah. Yeah, I'm probably going to dip into these teams for the AHL, though. So. Same with, like, ECHL teams or whatever. If I'm allowed to use them, we'll probably use them for the AHL. Let's see. We got Buffalo. We got Chicago. Buffalo, Chicago, New York. So many Seattle teams. Vancouver. You know what? We are going to have to start using some of these other ones. Buffalo, congratulations. You've made the cut. Brinas, you are out. Probably for one of the 2 Chicago teams. Let's go with that one. That's fine. Oh, anybody else? Oh my God, there's so many Swedish teams. There's so many Swedish teams. We might have to have 5 Seattle teams. We might have to. Oh my God. Or in fairness, we just start using you know what? Let's start using PWHL branding. Why not? We'll have the Boston Fleet. We'll start using the PWHL teams as well. I'm here for that. We don't have a Florida team yet, so we might go back to the old Panthers. Let's get Minnesota in there. How many teams? It is a 48-team custom league, so... Oh, man, I still haven't even taken out the Islanders and the Rangers. Holy shit. Whew, this is... For the YouTube side of things, welcome to episode 0. This is the setup episode. Let's get Montreal in there. Hockey Kid, what's going on? Gotta get the Rangers out. God, the rules of this league are fucking hilarious. Let's get the Toronto Scepters in there. Anybody else that we're missing? Penguins gotta go. This is so dumb, but I'm now so excited for this idea because of how dumb it is. Let's get the New York Sirens in there. Any other teams I've yet to remove? I think it's just like Färjestad and a bunch of other teams like that. Oh, man. Let's see a second. Like Washington, Vancouver. We already have 2 teams in Utah. I think we were out of PWHL teams except for the Ottawa Charge. This is going to be something for Lunda. Gotta get them out of here. It takes a while. Whose roster is this? It is the Vasi Tactics and myself roster on the Xbox side. Okay. Well, we're definitely running out of names. There was call for a Florida team, so we'll add the old Florida Panthers logo. That's fine. How many others? As far as I know, it's 3. So we got Luleo and myself doing a lot of heavy lifting. It is doing a lot of heavy lifting. I've definitely contributed, but not as much as the other 2. I will not try to fool you on that front. That would just be a bold-faced lie. Let's see. Edmonton, LA. We have another Quebec. There's more Seattle options. Let's see. Who's using an old logo? Seattle has a very deep hockey history. We could go with Washington and their old logo. Hold on. What's this version of Seattle? The Seattle Stallions. Done deal. Doing all Seattle division. Linköping, we gotta get you out of there. I think the tribe has spoken. Let's also add in the Seattle Magicians. So fucking stupid. And then Lexons, we gotta get them out of here too. The Seattle division. I'm here for it. And then we have the Seattle Kraken, but with a ship logo. Okay, that one's a little bit more boring. That one's a little bit more boring. Let's add in... Yeah, we could do Edmonton. With the old oil logo. That's fine. Okay, so... We have... Ooh, it's like the Utah Yeti have... So there are, oh my god, Trinidad and Tobago have McDonough and Bayer by default. So fun fact, I was going to do a fantasy draft. This could end up being very interesting. This could end up being very interesting. In terms of just what the hell these rosters look like. But we have the Alaska Ice Eagles, the Albuquerque Aliens, the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. Is there anybody I want to sub out Anaheim for? It's a different the real version of Anaheim. I think we're good. Like, we have a Florida team. I don't think we have a team in Los Angeles. We definitely have a team in Minnesota, New York, Ottawa. I mean, the Flyers and LA, like, Not too worried about that. I think we're good in terms of the logo swaps. We could have had a Utah division. I think we take out the Mighty Ducks to add to our Utah division. I think we take out the Ducks to contribute to the Utah division. Come on down to the Utah Mammoth alongside the Utah Yeti and the Salt Lake City Dragons. There they are. So we got 3 teams in Utah, 3 teams in Seattle. Let's see. We got the Anchorage Ice Tigers, the Arizona Coyotes, Atlanta Thrashers, the Atlanta Flames. So 2 teams in Atlanta. I could take out the Thrashers for another Utah option. You know, we did just have the Thrashers in a series. We'll take out the Thrashers. And we're going back to Utah. Of course, we already have a Yeti. So we'll go with the Utah Outlaws. It's so stupid, dude. Let's see, we got the Boston Fleet. Brooklyn Bellows? What the... I don't know who that was from, and I apologize for that. The Buffalo Sabres, sure. The Burnaby Cha-Chings. Chicago is in. The Colorado Rockies. Columbus Heat. The Edmonton Oilers. Florida Panthers. Halifax Raiders. The Hamilton Wolverines. The Hartford Whalers. The Hartford Bambies. The Honolulu Huskies. The Houston Sharpshooters. the Houston Apollos, KC Scouts, the Maine Mariners with the Texas Stars as their AHL team at the moment, the Minnesota Frost, the Minnesota North Stars, the Montreal Victory, the New York Sirens, the Oakland Athletics, the Oakland Seals, the Ottawa Charge, the Peg City Penny Pinchers, the Quebec Nordiques, the Salt Lake City Dragons, the San Francisco Starfleet, the Saskatchewan Stags, the Saskatoon Caribou, Seattle Magicians, Seattle Stallions, Seattle Storm Bears, Seattle Sea Cattle, the Shanghai Dragons, the Toronto Warriors, the Toronto Scepters, the Trinidad and Tobago Goonfish, the Utah Outlaws, the Utah Yeti, the Utah Mammoth, the Winnipeg Jets. Peg City Pride was not in, unfortunately. Like I said, I didn't bother adding anybody in. We are still going to go with the Goonfish, of course. I am going to have to set up the conferences and all that stuff, so let's put a smidge of thought into this.
Oh, we're doing this again.
Shout out to Drifting Fury for the 9 months. I did want to see how many teams had real players. Quite a few of them do, so I don't think there's any avoiding that. But let's figure out, and then not to mention there's the AHL, in which case we might want to substitute in some teams. So we still got a little bit of setup to do. So yeah, we do have all of the NHL and AHL affiliates set up kind of the way we want them. We still got to kind of redo all the names and everything. But for those that missed it, we have the Alaska Ice Eagles with Ice Bear in Berlin because Polar Bear. The Albuquerque Aliens are with Henderson and the Silver Knights. The Anchorage Ice Tigers have the Fishtown Penguins because cold. The Arizona Coyotes have the Tucson Roadrunners. The Atlanta Flames have the Atlanta Thrashers. The Boston Fleet have the Providence Bruins. The Brooklyn Bellows. Bellows? I don't know if it's supposed to be Spanish. Have the New York Rangers. Buffalo Sabres have the Rochester Americans. The Burnaby Cha-Chings have the Vancouver Canucks in the AHL. The Chicago Blackhawks have the Rockford Ice Hogs. The Colorado Rockies have the Colorado Eagles. I was tempted to go Chicago Wolves, but it is what it is. The Columbus Heat have the Cleveland Monsters. The Edmonton Oilers have the Calgary Wranglers, because memes. The Florida Panthers have the Tampa Bay Lightning, because memes. The Halifax Raiders have a Swiss team, because they have axes in their logos. Halifax. Well done to Razor Sharp on that one. The Hamilton Wolverines have the Laval Rocket. The Hartford Whalers are with the Bridgeport Islanders, while the Hartford Bambies are with the Hartford Wolfpack. The Honolulu Huskies have the LA Kings as an AHL affiliate. The Houston Sharpshooters have the Texas Stars, while the Houston Apollos were put with the Iowa Wild. The Kansas City Scouts have Milwaukee, while the Maine Mariners have the Loudon Pelicans because Seabird. What else are you going to have for the Maine Mariners? Minnesota Frost have the Minnesota Wild. The North Stars have the Chicago Wolves. The Montreal Victory have the Ottawa Senators, while the New York Sirens have the Syracuse Crunch. The Oakland Athletics are with the Ontario Reign. The Oakland Seals are with San Jose. Some of these could probably be matched up a little bit better, but again, we wanted a general, like a regional-based idea. That way it's not like, oh, the Loudon Pelicans, who the fuck are they? Well, I don't know. Like, at least we've limited that to a couple of teams. Let's see. The Ottawa Charge have the Belleville Senators, which, you know, again, we could have put them with Ottawa, but it's funny. Peg City Penny Pinchers are with Washington, because, of course, the capital is just fucking us all up the ass. The Quebec Nordiques have the Quebec Nordiques. Salt Lake City Dragons have the San Diego Gulls. San Francisco is with Anaheim. Saskatchewan has Grand Rapids, while Saskatoon has Sparta Praha because S for Saskatoon. The Seattle Magicians have the Seattle Kraken. Seattle Stallions have Espo because horse. The Seattle Storm Bears have FC Burn, also known as the Seattle Storm Burn. Credit to Razor Sharp for that one. Sea Cattle have Innsbruck because Shaq. Shanghai is with the Tigers because Guangdong Tigers. Credit to Charles Barkley. Toronto Warriors have the Marlies, while the Scepters have the Maple Leafs. The Trinidad and Tobago Goonfish are with the Iserlohn Roosters. Longtime, viewers will know why. Utah's with Abbotsford. The Yeti are with the Yeti. The Utah Mammoth are with Bakersfield. And the Winnipeg Jets have the Manitoba Moose. So again, we only have a few changes that we need to make here. The AHL has already been established somewhat regionally. Unfortunately, it did reset, but the good thing is I wrote down everything I needed to write down, so we're fine. But I am going to need a second now. It did take a while, as you might expect, but I think we are ready to go with the divisions now as well. We talked about the AHL teams. We essentially have stolen the baseball formula of American League and National League. That way, we have 2 out of the 4 Seattle teams in each conference. So the American League West is the Seattle Storm Bears and Magicians, the Oakland Athletics, the Alaska Ice Eagles, Shanghai, and San Francisco. The American League Central has 2 of our 4 Utah-based teams with Salt Lake City and the Outlaws. One of the Houston teams, so the other's in the NL Central, but we have the Sharpshooters, the Stags to offset Saskatoon, and then Arizona and Edmonton. The East Division is one of the 2 Hartford teams, one of the 2 Toronto teams, Montreal and Quebec offset, Boston and Maine offset, and then Hamilton and Halifax. And then there's the Misfit Division, the everybody else that didn't really fit in geographically or have an offsetting team. You got Minnesota, Brooklyn, Florida, Winnipeg, Columbus, and Peg City. In the National League West, you have the Sea Cattle and Stallions, the Seals, the other Alaskan team, the Burnaby Cha-Chings, and the Honolulu Huskies. The Central is Utah, both the Mammoth and Yetis, the Houston Apollos, Saskatoon, Albuquerque, and Colorado. The East Division is Hartford, Toronto, Maine, Montreal, Ottawa, and Buffalo. And then there's the Misfit Division. Everybody else. And that is where our Goonfish are found, alongside the New York Sirens, Atlanta Flames, Minnesota North Stars, Chicago Blackhawks, and Kansas City Scouts. So I honestly really like how this worked out. The AHL, by the way, has a California division with San Diego, LA, Ontario, Anaheim, Bakersfield, and San Jose. A Pacific division with the other Western teams that are not based in California. The Central division, again, pretty similar. We're just trying to move geographically. You have the Euro division because, yeah, it's literally a team of entirely European teams. We have the Canadian division in the National League. Burnaby better really pronounce their name chants right when they travel to Shanghai, right? We have a Northeast division, like Bridgeport, Providence. The Central division of the National League. And then the Euro Trip division, with Tampa and Atlanta getting ready for a lot of travel to both Finland and Germany. That's going to be a hell of a time in the AHL. But yeah, there we go. We have all of that set up now as well, which I am pretty happy about. Owner mode's going to be off. Fantasy draft is going to be on. These rosters are going to be fucking wonky. I promise you that. Computer trades. What if we turn off trading entirely? I mean, it's a draft to glory for us. We're not able to move picks. What if nobody can move draft picks? I think I'm turning off trading. Player morale. Ooh, player morale will be on. Fog of War off. Expanded player pool will be off. Edit lines off. Auto staff. Auto sign. There we go. Again, we are doing some wonky stuff, to say the least, in terms of the setup for this. For those that missed the custom league settings, we have 48 teams. It did turn the salary cap back on, even though I turned it off. So the game just said, fuck you, because I turned the salary cap off and it put it on. So I guess there will be a salary cap. That's fine. But it is a round robin schedule. Each team plays the other once. That is it. So a 47-game regular season. Everybody plays everybody. You get 3 points for a regulation win, 2 for an overtime win, 1 for a shootout win, no points for a loss of any kind. Unless you lose in overtime with your goalie pulled, you get a point. And then playoff-wise, reseeding is involved. There's a wild card round for the final 2 spots, which is ridiculous. I don't know why it's showing a round of 32 and a round of 16 because that doesn't exist. But in the wild card round, quarterfinals and semifinals, aggregate scoring. 1 home game, 1 away, soccer style, and then the Super Bowl of hockey, a 1-game final. And of course, the AHL has the same setup as well. Still a little bit frustrated, with the exception of aggregate, actually. Still a little bit frustrated to turn on the salary cap, actually, now that I think about it. But there's nothing I can do. I am certainly not going to look to reset up all of that again. We will just deal with the salary cap. That's really not a big deal. Auto scouting will be on. Trade difficulty does not matter. Waivers will be on. Waivers will be on. Don't worry, your AHL call-ups only have 4 stop, 25-hour flights between teams. Not all of them. Computer trades will be off. Injuries are going to be off as well, for the sake of time. And then advanced settings. The scouting assignment warning, I don't give a damn. Retired jerseys fine. Morale meetings don't work anymore. I don't really care if head coaches get fired. Oh, let's see. What do we want the pools to look like? What do we want the scoring to look like? You know what? This is a high-scoring league. Let's go. Draft class quality will be on low, though. I think it generates enough players anyway. So, we'll deal with that. But yeah, this is going to be a high-scoring league. I'm good with that. Very, very much good with that. And then we'll just bump that up and bump that down a smidge. Just out of personal preference. This fantasy draft is going to be interesting. Especially because at the moment, the Columbus Heat have the 1st overall pick.